What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sound any chance I get. And today, in my very last album reaction for 2022, we're going to be looking at the brand new SZA record called SOS. SZA has been such a huge figure in R&B for quite some time. She's a native of St. Louis who spent years building her status in the music industry, dropping EP after EP before signing with TDE Entertainment. After dropping one more EP, she blessed the world with her debut album, Control. This record was ginormous in 2017, going on to be certified 3 times platinum. Like, holy god. It also spawned the hit Love Galore, which was my introduction to her. SZA wouldn't release a new album for another 5 years, going on to put out other hit collabs such as What Lovers Do, All the Stars, and the Grammy-winning Kiss Me More. But now, after so long, we finally have that follow-up LP. Already putting out hit songs like Good Days and I Hate You, this album has so much hype behind it. People were certainly ecstatic to see her announce the release date at last on SNL. So how good is this sucker? Well, only one way to find out. But first, I do want to ask people to leave a like and comment for this video, because the more engagement the video receives, the more likely it'll be picked up in the algorithm. So I thank y'all for that. And now, for my final album reaction of the year, it's time to get into SOS. Track number 1, SOS, the title track. It's kind of like we're at sea at the moment. And there's a huge explosion. Setting a scene. Ooh. Yeah, she like knows how to sing, projecting those vocals. She's spilling the tea as she's projecting these notes. The way she just lets the vocals flow, sort of like the ocean that she's sitting above. Okay, so that was the opening track, SOS, and yeah, pretty interesting what we got going on here. It's sort of like she's establishing the themes that she's singing about. I can already tell that this is most likely going to be a very emotional sort of record, because she's singing about how she keeps on crying. Like, she opens the song singing the words "Last night I cried," and she sings it at the end, and I think a little bit in the middle, dealing with relationship problems, her own personal insecurities. And it's just like a tidal wave of melancholy. Sort of like the tidal wave that she's sitting above. For real though, I think this is a really good way to establish the tone and the themes. She really knows how to project her voice, let me tell you. And yeah, I gotta say, ain't too bad. Track number 2, Kill Bill. She's kind of bitter that she's not with him anymore. Ooh, the envy is so real on this song. Like, holy god. Yeah, you know, I tried to keep my cool, but it's just really hard to do that. Oh, wow. Okay, so you actually went through with the murder. That's nice to hear. Okay, so that was Kill Bill, and I gotta say, very interesting track indeed. Here we're watching SZA's envy just really take over her and just drive her to the point where she literally kills her ex-boyfriend. She notices that he's with another girl, and she's trying to keep her cool. You know, she's trying to be an adult in this whole scenario, but she finds that to be impossible, and so she's like, if I can't have you, then nobody can. And she's just like, I'm about to clap your ass. It's probably not like an actual murder, but like maybe she did something to sabotage the relationship so that the current girlfriend is leaving him. That's my best guess as to what's going on here, but it's very interesting to hear about nonetheless. Some of the drum work, I gotta say, is pretty neat to listen to. Instrumentally, I don't know if I have much to say about it. Maybe that's because I'm not listening close enough, but yeah, I think the lyrics are what really stand out for this particular tune. And so yeah, I think that one gets a thumbs up for me. Track number 3, Seek and Destroy. Something very mysterious about these melodies. Ooh, just opening up with a falsetto, like, Jesus. She's singing about how, like, she had to destroy the relationship, and, like, push herself away from this dude because he just wasn't, like, treating her right. You know, like, now that this whole relationship is falling apart, I might as well just, you know, try to live my best life. You know, I'm just begging the Lord to just give me a sign, like, don't let me fall off the deep end. That falsetto, you know, can't get enough of it on this one. Okay, so that was Seek and Destroy, and yeah, that one I really felt the emotion with. SZA seems to be exploring the side of love where you really just feel the pain and all the strain and all the pressure to be a good lover. And she keeps singing about how I had to do this, baby, I'm sorry, but I have to seek and destroy. That's implying that the relationship is done, and that's especially something that she sings about, I believe, in the second verse when she says, now that I've ruined everything, I'm a free woman, I can go out exploring and see what life has to offer me. You can especially hear that pain in her falsettos. Whenever she hits those high notes, it's like she's really conveying just how hurt she is and just how much she's suffering underneath. Some of the instrumentation I thought was pretty neat, like the drumming and the keyboards, damn, I'm pretty sure those are the keyboards designing those melodies. But yeah, this was some pretty good work. I don't think it tops the previous track, but I do think this is really good. Track number 4, Low. The Travis Scott ad-libs, of course, his signature. Yeah, it's like you're pouting that you have someone new, like you're being ungrateful. It's really hitting those notes, God, holy damn. Is this supposed to be like a private relationship, like a secret relationship no one's supposed to know about? Sneaky. Okay, so that was Low, and yeah, that's a very interesting track for sure. It definitely has a lot of those signature sounds that you hear in some of Travis Scott's other work. It's very distorted, it's very psychedelic, it's very trippy. He definitely had a hand in producing the sound, or whoever normally produces his beats, they probably had a hand in it. My best guess for the lyrics is that it's supposed to be about a secret relationship, because she's saying, we need to keep this on the lowest, we need to make sure that people don't know shit. When I read the chorus, I do get the sense that this is supposed to be about a secret relationship, but I'm not entirely sure. It could also be about SZA trying to move on from this past lover now that she's done with him, and how she's just trying to live her best life and party with her friends and, go to the club and, shake her booty. Or maybe they're trying to get back together and keep the relationship secret. I honestly have no clue. I'm not entirely confident in that. But if people could explain to me in the comments, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about this one. It's just kind of low beat. So, it's in the title after all. But, yeah, it doesn't really excite me too much. So, let's just move on. Track number 5, Love Language. You with bitches on the side and let my mind wander too. You relentless nigga. I don't need brand nigga. Text me like cheating on her. Damn, bro. Shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, I need to know that you have all that love saved for me and not all the other girls. Come on, dude. I love those snapping effects. Very distinct, very clear, nicely mixed. Yeah, I want you to make it feel like you still want me and aren't tired of my body. The guitar and the violin just paired together creates a beautiful sound. Okay, so that was Love Language, and yeah, I think I really like that one. I'm feeling way more confident about the premise in this one. SZA is realizing that her man has been cheating on her with a bunch of other girls, other women, and instead of breaking things off with him, she is wondering, what am I doing wrong? Is my body just not appealing to him anymore? Am I not communicating with him right? I need to know what I can do to keep my relationship healthy. That's what she means when she says, help me speak your love language. What do you like? What do you want from me? Tell me what is needed in this relationship, because I really want to keep you. I really want to feel good about myself. I want to know that I'm worth it. There's so much desperation in her voice that you can just really sense how much she wants to keep her man. And this probably has some of my favorite production on the record so far, the slow, meandering tune that really just feels like a slow jam. You really sense the misery dripping from the production. Of course, that outro is just phenomenally good. The guitar and the violin paired together is just such a real treat to the ears. SZA is just so good on this song. She is really showing her vocal chops with this one. And yeah, this one is definitely top song for me on this record. Track number 6, Blind. You have a calming acoustic guitar by the sea. Nice way of setting the scene. Ooh, you know, it's kind of like acknowledging that we're both kind of flawed in this relationship. I mean, she gave a lot of good advice to you on control, so I'd probably listen to her. Doesn't sound like this relationship was the healthiest. The guitar you can hear in the background is just doing a lot of good work. And the violins! The violins! Give them to me! Okay, so, Blind. That one is another slow track, and I don't know if I like it as much as Love Language, but I think it does have some value. This song shows SZA, you know, struggling to practice self-love and, you know, really struggling to boost her self-esteem because she's blind to just how valuable she is as a person. She's ashamed of herself for attaching herself to this boy who wasn't treating her right, who she wasn't compatible with. You know, this is especially emblematic when she's singing about how he wanted to be a parent, and she's like, no, I need to take that birth control, I'm not into becoming a mother. Here she's really reflecting on her own life choices and admitting that she needs to find the value in herself and other men or other girls. And yeah, I can definitely respect that from her, you know, always good to, you know, be critical of yourself. I definitely like the guitar work on this tune, you know, to open us up and how it continues to play in the background. The violin section, the orchestral section, I gotta say, was also really neat. It definitely feels like another song that you could slow dance to when you're in a ballroom. And yeah, it's very beautiful in its nature. Track number 7, Used, featuring Don Toliver. You know, feeling intrusive thoughts in some kind of way. Could be a new girl, Don? Maybe it could be. Is she one with the force? Okay, so that was Used, and I think it's a pretty decent track. It's pretty straightforward. SZA singing about how awful it feels to be used by this crappy boyfriend and how she's losing herself to his ego. You know, it's almost like she's just feeding his ego in that way. Some of the percussion is very nice to listen to, and the synths, I think, are really nice. And Don Toliver and SZA really know how to make their vocals work together. Like, they have pretty good chemistry here. I will admit that I don't have too many thoughts on this one. You know, it does sound nice, but I don't think there's really much for me to really delve into. So let's just move on. Track number 8, Snooze. She's putting a lot of effort into this relationship, you know, to satisfy her man. She's really, like, getting accustomed to this romance in a way. You know, it's kind of like I get lost in my head when I'm not around you. Ooh, a touch of guitars. I like that, you know. Almost snuck by me, but I heard them. Okay, so that was Snooze, and yeah, that one I really kind of vibed with. It has this very comforting sort of atmosphere to it, you know, sort of like a love-making mood in a way. And the drumming is very nicely mixed together, and the pianos, holy god, the pianos did some real fucking work. I gotta admire them. This song is about SZA sort of like enjoying the relationship she's currently in and realizing just how good she has it. You know, she gets lost in her head whenever he's not around, and when he is, you know, she's really at ease. It's called Snooze because she's saying to herself, you know, I can't snooze on this man per se. I really need to take advantage of every moment that I'm with him. The guy has so much to offer, and I just can't let that go unappreciated. And yeah, I can appreciate that sentiment, for sure. Again, it's very comforting to listen to. The bridge is also kind of interesting because there are some very fascinating lyrics. How you blame it on me and you're the main one line. How you threaten to leave but I'm the main one crying. Could that be from the guy's perspective? I'm not entirely sure. It's a little bit confusing for me. If someone could explain it to me, that would be wonderful. But so far, I'm really, really liking this song, and it might place high on my ranking. Track number 9, Notice Me. Okay. Picking up the tempo a little bit. You know, she's really clinging to this boy now. You know, I'm making my way downtown and seeing you, you know? We're gonna make some love. You know, I just want to be someone that's very down to earth. You know, I just don't want to be like someone to have sex with. I want to be like someone that you're comfortable with. You know, like she's feeling really confident in herself now, you know. I feel like I deserve a nice kiss. Oh, you can hear the seagulls, you know, probably flying over the ocean. Okay, so that was Notice Me, and there are some really interesting details involved with the lyrics. SZA keeps singing about how she's really into this guy that she's constantly seeing, you know, she's like going over the speed limit just to see his ass. And I think it's revealed that she might be like someone that he is having an affair with. On the outro, she sings, "Bet you don't even miss your girl, we can't even speak." It's sort of implying that he already has a woman, but he is sort of cheating on her behind her back. That does kind of give the song a bit of an unsettling energy because, you know, it sounds very chipper within its sound, but then you kind of peel back the layers a little bit and see that something else is at play. It's supposed to be that upbeat because we're viewing the situation from SZA's perspective, you know? She's just happy that someone is noticing her, which is like, you know, exactly the title. She's just thrilled that, you know, someone actually feels like spending time with her, and she might even want to take this relationship even further by, you know, trying to like sell herself as like a real authentic human being. There's definitely a lot to dig into with this song when it comes to the lyrics, and I really think that's fascinating. Like I said, the production is very jumpy within its sound, within its tune. I think it's supposed to have like a sort of tropical sound to it. And like I said, it's very interesting, very fascinating lyrics. The production I think is nice. Yeah, I think this one is a real highlight for me. Track number 10, Gone Girl. Between this and Kill Bill, I'm getting the sense that SZA is a real cinephile. Those opening vocals are just so majestic. She just wants to bask in the moment, you know, not let anything fuck up her connection between her man. This piano in the background is just incredible, especially the backing vocals too. This drumming is especially great, with the cymbal tapping and everything, beautiful. Kind of like how that vocal melody goes on the bridge, you know. Ooh, little key change. Okay. Ooh. That drumming build-up is really cool. Okay, so that was Gone Girl. That one I think I might need to, you know, look a little bit more into the lyrics of to really understand. Okay, so now that I've sort of dug into the lyrics a little bit more, it seems to be about how the boyfriend is not giving her the space that she needs, and now she is just kind of like, you know, pushing herself away from him. Yeah, courtesy of genius. I can definitely sense that from the production. There is a lot of sadness intertwined within the sound. The drumming, of course, is just magnificent. I gotta say, it's amazing. And the backing vocals really did some heavy lifting on this one. Like, I don't think I really like gave them props on the other tunes, but like they're really shining here. Yeah, great piano work. It's very somber within its nature, and I gotta say, it's like something that really like makes you feel like a bit of in a downer mood. Track number 11, Smoking on My X-Pack. We got SZA throwing down some hard rhymes. Rap your ass off, girl. I love that line, you know. I got more ass than these other bitches. Letting those vocals flow. Goddamn, girl. Okay, so Smoking on My X-Pack. That one was a lot shorter than I expected. So from what I'm getting from the lyrics, she's sort of talking about how crazy a lot of her exes were. Like, you know, this guy felt like Sideshow Bob, or this guy felt like Norman Bates from Psycho. And when she says smoking on my X-Pack tonight, it's sort of like she's saying, I'm reflecting on all the men that I've dated throughout my life, all of my exes, and just realizing how shitty they were. And to really sell how furious she was about these guys, she's sort of presenting all these lyrics within a rap verse. And then when she lays down all those smooth vocals, it's sort of like she's releasing all that anger, you know? She's like letting it go for real. It's approximately 90 seconds long, but she's able to make it effective, you know? She really makes sure that it sticks with you. Track number 12, Ghost in the Machine, featuring Phoebe Bridgers. I'm guessing this is some of Phoebe's guitar playing right here to open us up on the track. Eat, sleep, love, happy, can you make me She's hoping that her boyfriend can satisfy her in certain ways that others can't. This production is out of this world. Like, it's so heavy, you can just feel it. Like, she says that a robot is more functional than her, like an actual human being. Like that is some real self-deprecation there, girl. Woo! Woo! Phoebe Bridgers really delivering those vocals. I love that bass plucking. Like, she knows how to fucking rock it. Like, holy God. Oh my God, I feel like I'm being lifted off the ground. Like, you can really just feel like the world is crumbling around you. It's insane. Okay, so that was Ghost in the Machine, and I was very impressed with this one. Like, holy shit. I was already certain that this was going to be one of the best songs on the album since Phoebe Bridgers was involved, but I was not prepared for just how good it would be. SZA is talking about how she's just in total crisis mode, how like her mental health isn't doing so well, she's not able to find like a compatible boyfriend, and at this point she just sorts of resorts to self-deprecating on herself. You know, she's saying how robots, you know, they're able to function better than I can, you know, they can do all these neat little tasks, and they're able to thrive in a future and live on when I can't. And, you know, she says how, you know, she sort of finds herself attaching to all these unhealthy characteristics in a guy, like, you know, not feeling any emotions, you know, not calling me afterwards. And, you know, she's just acknowledging that she's just an absolute wreck. Phoebe Bridgers seems to echo the message that SZA is presenting in the song. She's talking about how she feels lonely and she feels strained by her position in life at the moment. She's waiting for when she can feel complete as a human being, and she just is sick of how much time is passing. And of course the production, like the way it just feels like it's all crumbling around you, you know, you just feel alone and your life is falling apart. They're able to really illustrate that with the sound. The guitar melodies and like the bombastic production and the way they just sing, like holy fuck. It just sounds so good. I'm very impressed by this song. It is probably my number one favorite at the moment. Track number 13, F2F. Okay, I'm digging these guitars. She's feeling very anxious about her relationship with this man. Ooh! Fuck yes! I love this! I am digging this! Yes! And now we have the whistling, the joyous whistling. She knows how to do that little vocal melody right there. Those layered vocals right there. Really good, the blending of the vocals. Okay, so that was F2F. Oh my god, that one just totally surprised me, like for real. I never knew that SZA had it in her to be like an effing rock star, but holy god, like she could pull it off so well. Like, I'm amazed by what she put together in this tune. In this song, we see SZA feeling very nervous about her relationship with this man and just how badly she sort of broke the bond between them. And on the chorus, you know, she seems to have a new boyfriend or a new, like, partner or sex partner. And she's talking about how, you know, I'm fucking him because, you know, I really miss you. You know, I really want to feel that pleasure that you gave me when we were together, you know, that absolute pure state of bliss that you could offer me. But yeah, this is just absolutely astonishing. Like, the guitar work is just amazing. The rapid cymbals is just splendid. Like, at first I thought she was going for an acoustic vibe because, you know, the guitars and the drums, you know, they felt really authentic. But no, I'm like, oh, she's going full rock in this one. And I am just amazed by what is going on with this track. It is absolutely out of this world. Like, SZA, you a fucking rock star. Like, don't let anyone tell you that you're not. Track number 14, Nobody Gets Me. We're taking it a lot slower than the previous track right now. You know, she feels very insecure, very lonely because, you know, it seems like this boy was the only one who really got her, like the one she could be very vulnerable with. I can tell why she's feeling very insecure. Backing vocals, really elevating the track a little bit. Okay, so that was Nobody Gets Me, and I think I get that song pretty well. SZA's begging to be with her man once again because nobody seems to understand her except him, and she doesn't even like herself when she's with him. You know, it seems like she can only get that reassurance from her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend. She's picturing all the good memories that they had and, you know, when everything just fell apart and, you know, maybe she wants to rekindle that love that they lost. There's definitely a certain sadness in this track that I definitely think she got out here. Musically, it's just an acoustic guitar ballad and she just has a lot of backing vocals and it doesn't really have too much complexity to it. It's just very straightforward and simple. And yeah, nothing too much else to say about this song, so moving on. Track number 15, Conceited. Okay, we got a trap-infused song right now. Shout out to the Illumination franchise. Are you sure about that? I mean, it sucks to be lonely. I mean, you know that. Okay, we see a little bit of selfishness in this track, you know? No, she ain't fancier than me, you know? I'm the top bitch in this game. Okay, so that was Conceited, and yeah, that one is pretty straightforward, and I gotta say, it's a little bit funny. This song definitely shows SZA at her most self-centered, because she's talking about how I'm gonna satisfy myself, I'm gonna focus on myself, you know, I'm not gonna lose sleep over how much you shit talk my name, you know, I'm not gonna let these other girls try to, like, you know, outdo me because, you know, I am that bitch. I'm gonna treat myself to some nice jewelry, have some me time, you know, I'm just gonna be at peace at mind and not let anyone fuck up my vibe. She is displaying a healthy amount of confidence, you know, which is good because, you know, like, as we've seen, her self-esteem has kind of been wonky at times. I do kind of like how it sounds instrumentally, you know, with a little trappy and, like, you know, the jumpy, like, piano keys at moments. But yeah, I do think the song is pretty neat and it's pretty catchy too. Track number 16, Special. Okay, a muffled acoustic guitar for the opening. Give all my special away to a loser. Because she placed so much love in this other guy who treated her badly, now she feels insecure about herself. Yeah, what about, yeah, kind of left her for another girl, I see. I really love how soft this outro is, you know? Okay, so that was Special, and yo, there is some really interesting lyrical content with this one. SZA is singing about how she feels insecure about herself, like especially when it comes to her body, like her beauty marks and her dry skin. And you know, it typically, you know, would be something that would be like a straightforward, like, self-empowerment anthem, you know, like, you're beautiful just the way you are, you know, that kind of deal. But SZA does take the subject matter in an interesting turn, because she's singing about how, because she attached herself to such a no-good boyfriend, that now she is failing to see the beauty in herself. She's saying how this guy was such a bad influence on her, that it sort of affected her own self-image. And that might also be due to the fact that, you know, he probably cheated on her, and now she's just feeling very insecure. It's pretty simple when it comes to the production, although it sounds very beautiful. It's very relaxing, and I love the glossy keys and, like, the soft outro. I really do think this is a good song, and I'm glad SZA included it. Track number 17, Too Late. Kind of needs some time away to figure out herself, you know? I appreciate that. I kind of like this trap-infused beat a little bit, you know, digging it. She just knows how to just lay out those vocals. It's amazing. Okay, so that was Too Late, and yeah, that one seems to be a pretty interesting track. The basic premise for this one is that SZA is sort of reflecting on a relationship she had in the past and if it should be, cool for her to sort of enter into it again. She kind of recognizes all the toxic signs of that romance, but is just wondering to herself, maybe I should give it another try, even though she probably shouldn't. That seems to be the straightforward message with this one. I think I'm more interested in the production for this song. You picture yourself in the Bahamas, just walking down the street, noticing the sandy white beach on the side of your view. The melodic guitar and the trap-infused beats really blend together so well, and it creates this nice summery atmosphere. And yeah, I think that's what really stands out to me when it comes to this track. Track number 18, Far. Yeah, she probably envies the lifestyle of her just chilling on the beach. Yeah, like she's still under this control of this guy that is just not a good influence for her. Yeah, I can tell that she doesn't enjoy being someone's enemy. It's just not fun for her. Yeah, she ain't no Alicia Silverstone motherfucker. Okay, so that was Far, and yeah, that song was pretty nice. I'm guessing what's going on with this tune is that SZA has been broken up from this guy, and now that she's spent some time away from him, she's realizing just how different she is from when she started the relationship. She's so far from what she used to be, and, she wished that she could, go back to her old self, but this guy did not serve as a good influence on her, and now she is just a completely different person. Again, I sort of like that self-reflection that she's sort of practicing. It's very admirable. The melodic guitar does a nice job at, bringing this whole track together, along with the trap beats and some of the moody pianos. Yeah, this is really good. I think I like this song quite a bit. Track number 19, Shirt. This one I already did a short reaction to on TikTok. I can link it down in the description. You can check it out for yourselves. But, as always, like to listen within the context of the record. Damn. I dream of the day I can sing like that. I'm feeling thirsty myself. Then we got the outro. Play us out. Okay, so that was Shirts, and it sounds just as good as it did last time. But yeah, like I said, it's her trying to find comfort in the darkest of times, learning how to cope with that, and it's all compacted with a nice R&B sound. And yeah, again, not gonna go into too much detail with the song. You can look at my TikTok for that. But yeah, it's still a good song. Track number 20, Open Arms, featuring Travis Scott. That falsetto is just so beautiful. Goddamn. Yeah, this drumming is just so nicely mixed. It does a lot to carry the tune. Yeah, you can really hear the silent treatment whenever you guys have tension. I have to admit that Travis's vocals do blend well with SZA's, working in unison. Okay, so that was Open Arms, and yeah, that song, I gotta say, is pretty neat. SZA and Travis Scott are singing about how they want to be open with each other and lift each other up and, really find comfort in the other person. It's about accepting each other for who they are and building a relationship based upon that, and I gotta say, that's always couple goals, if you would say. Travis Scott, I have to admit, he really knows how to elevate a tune, make you feel as if you're just lifting off the floor and into the sky, up into heaven. It's just a nice laid-back R&B jam with a lot of nice, guitar strumming and drums with some good cymbal work. SZA knows how to really work with that with her amazing voice. Yeah, it's just such a really nice little tune. Something to really comfort you, Track number 21, I Hate You. This was a big hit earlier this year, so much that it ended up being on the year-end list. But we can listen to it. Right away, it establishes a somber atmosphere. I kind of like how the I do is sort of muffled there because she's really emphasizing it. She's making the answer hold some weight. I also kind of like that percussion. They really know how to mix it well. Okay, so that was I Hate You, and I still think it sounds very glorious. It seems like she's just trying to capture a mood with the song, you know, she's just really fed up with the world and, you know, just wants to focus on herself and make sure that her mental health is intact. Or it could be about a lover that she's singing to and they're trying to communicate but just can't match on the same level, and so she has to yeet him. It has like a nice crooning sort of sound to it, you know, something to like really just like relax to and sort of like cope with in a way, you know, when you're feeling all shitty about yourself. Can't say that I don't respect that move, SZA. I think you really captured something there. Track number 22, Good Days. This became a huge hit last year and ended up on last year's year-end list. So we may not spend a lot of time with this one, but again, we can still listen to it. Yeah, just get rid of those bad thoughts, you know? They aren't welcome. Jacob Collier, you just know how to work that sound. It's just so majestic. Such a fantastic line, you know? Don't try to like spend time focusing on your younger days, because you know there's so much more life has to offer. Jacob, you just sounded so beautiful here. You're like a fucking butterfly. Okay, so that was Good Days, and yeah, I gotta say, that song is always a treat to listen to. It just sounds so uplifting in its sound and its atmosphere. It just makes you feel very comfortable and at ease and, you know, very tranquil with the world. SZA just sounds very beautiful and alive. She just sounds like she's in the moment. And it's a really good song about looking forward to the future and knowing that there's still good memories that await you. SZA, you've given us that optimistic energy and I appreciate that. You know, you go girl. And now it's time to listen to the closing track on this very long album. Track number 23, Forgiveless, featuring Old Dirty Bastard. Pushing your wig back. Yeah, like, you know, I have respect for myself, you know. I need someone who can handle me. Yeah, there is kind of a difference. Oh, yeah. Good way to clarify. Okay, so that was Forgiveless, and yeah, that is a very interesting track to end the record on. SZA is letting people know that, you know, she ain't one to fuck with, and that if they have anything to say, they could say it to her, because she will have some answers for them. She really displays that confidence when singing the vocals, you know, she really just shows people that she's a badass. And I think what I kind of like about this song is that it displays a level of confidence that SZA was kind of like lacking throughout the record. She was talking about her insecurities and like, you know, her own body image and how she doesn't feel good about herself on a lot of days. And this is kind of like her saying, you know what? I'm proud of who I am. I have confidence in myself. I'm a bad bitch. And I'm gonna let the world know. I think that's why she decided to make this the closing song, because she wanted to prove that she has now built a level of self-esteem for herself. It was also neat to see her sample Old Dirty Bastard. You know, I thought that was pretty clever, you know, giving us that old school feel. Instrumentally, it also hits really hard, you know, it got that whole bombastic production going on, you know, really like gritty in a way. And yeah, I think this is a really cool song to end the album with, and I'm proud of SZA for doing that. With that, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna listen to the album a second time, then I'll come back and give y'all my final thoughts, so bear with me. Alright, I am back and I'm ready to give you my final thoughts on SZA's SOS. In a lot of ways, this album makes me feel kind of guilty. Guilty that I haven't immersed myself in SZA's craft much earlier on. She can make the listener feel alive with her impeccable singing voice and her sultry attitude. With many of her tunes, she struggles to find her identity and achieve that state of pure happiness. Her journey started with Control and it continues on SOS. The way she's just able to lay her feelings onto every single track is something to behold. We see just how much SZA strives for that close love that any normal human being wants. At times, she becomes so desperate that she's willing to stay with toxic partners knowing that it could lead to something dangerous. Just like on Notice Me or Too Late. On other songs like Gone Girl and Ghost in the Machine, her self-esteem is faltering badly and she seriously needs to boost it up again. She's going through massive changes and views herself as less than human, and that's honestly heartbreaking to hear from someone as beautiful as her. A lot of these themes are very much enhanced by the sound. She can rely on something old school when displaying her confidence, or something slow and crooning when she's wallowing in her own anxiety, or something rock-infused when she's just displaying her frustration and desire for pleasure. What I think I enjoy the most is that little framing device of her sitting by the sea, you know, the lighthouse and seagulls within the environment. The sea is a great use of imagery in this case because it's supposed to serve as a great thinking place for SZA. She needs time to reflect on herself and figure out what she wants for her life. And by the end of the album, we see her building up that confidence to live her own life. SZA will continue on with her journey, and while she may stumble along the way, she won't give up on herself, looking to achieve a good, healthy life with a shining public image, a loving partner, and a perfect self-image. I give SOS a 9.5 out of 10. My favorite tracks would have to be Snooze, Ghost in the Machine, and F2F. My least favorites would have to be Low, Too Late, and Shirt. And that just about does it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this very long album listen. I think it was worth it though, because this is my final album reaction for the year, and it was splendid. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. If you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. The links are going to be in the description. And that's where we're going to wrap up. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you were able to soak up those drops. Take care.